All right, guys, so the next thing we're going to be talking about is front rack position. Front rack is basically when we're holding the barbell like this. We do several movements out of this, being a strict press or some of our squats and stuff like that. But a common thing we encounter with front rack is pain, unable to get our arms up. And a lot of times people complain about their wrist hurting, which usually is not actually a wrist thing. It's more a symptom of poor lat mobility or something else in that chain. But Allison's going to demonstrate what I'm talking about here. She's going to pull the barbell out. We're going to demonstrate that poor wrist position. So as she pulls the bar out, we're going to drop those elbows, and you're going to see how the wrist take the brunt of the bend on that barbell. So when we're looking for a good front rack position, she's going to get those elbows up nice and high, and notice how the wrist angle straightens itself out, and the barbell is supported on her front rack. All right, so from this position, we can do several different movements. We can do overhead press, do the strict press. We can do push press. We can get those legs involved. Push jerks, a little bit more technical movement. And then also getting into our squatting movements, we can do just a normal front squat. Notice when she does this how those elbows stay up nice and high. And then combining the first two movements, we can do a front squat into a press known as a thruster. We're going to do one more of those, Allison. Nice thruster here. All right, so that is why the front rack is so important. All right, so we can go ahead and re-rack this. Now, talking about front rack mobility and how we're going to increase that. Once we have foam rolled and hit the lats and everything like that, and we're still having issues getting those elbows up nice and high, we can kind of concentrate our efforts using the barbell here in the rack. So I like to start out with actually getting into the forearm. So we're just hanging on to the barbell using the rolly part over here. Just mashing out the forearm. It's going to kind of free up that muscle a little bit. And we can move that on up into the tricep. Same concept, back and forth, inch or two at a time, kind of side to side. If there's any adhesions or knots in the muscles, we can kind of focus on that, straighten the arm out, move it back and forth across. But probably the most important part of the front rack position is the actual lats, all right? So that's the muscles here on the side that allow that shoulder to kind of come forward and create that stable position there. So notice Allison kind of went over to the barbell and she's just simply mashing out the lat area side to side. She's grabbed a hold of the rig here to kind of get a little bit of an external rotation on the arm there to kind of free up that position and really just open up the shoulder, all right? So that is one way we can kind of increase the front rack mobility. Now, if you got a partner, somebody in class, you can do what I call the partner assisted front rack stretch. So she takes the barbell out, notices behind her head in the back rack position. Partner comes by, grabs those elbows, lifts them up. Of course, she makes this look very easy. If this is easy, she's going to move her hands out just a little bit, and it's going to kind of be a little bit more uncomfortable stretch. But notice she's supporting the barbell, and I'm kind of bouncing the elbows and kind of increasing that front rack position there. All right, if you do not have a partner, you can do the same thing. Allison's going to grab a barbell, and we're going to come back over here. And essentially, she's doing with the barbell what I was doing with my hands there. Bringing the barbell up, sitting into the front rack position there, and basically just kind of leaning down and getting a good lat, tri, forearm stretch there. I'm going to hold that for 15, 20 seconds and really open up that front rack position. So those things are things you can do to kind of assist in that front rack mobility if we're having issues.